Hey guys, short little video on how to learn how to trade basically when you're either in school full time or you're working a full time job, and you want to learn how to trade, but you feel like you don't have the time or you don't know how to manage that time properly. So let's get right into it. Let's say you're working a 9 to 5 job as an engineer, for example. You get home at 6 p.m. And then it's dinner time, going to the gym. So you're only free for about an hour or maybe 2 hours a day. But you also want to relax. You don't want to spend all of that time learning how to trade. So making a plan is basically what it comes down to. Now, a lot of people think that you have to spend multiple hours a day in order to learn how to trade. And I would argue that that's false. I don't agree with that. I think if you have a free weekend, so if you have a weekend, you could spend about, 4 to 6 hours of your weekend on learning how to trade. So let me get right into it in the plan that I'm talking about. Let's say we have our weekend. Let's talk about that first. Weekend, we spend 4 to 6 hours a day, um, either backtesting, collecting data, um, learning, asking questions, whatnot, stuff like that. Basically, spending your weekend as your most active time, but not too much because the more you do doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get better. I'll talk about that in a second. But so let's say your weekend is going to be basically your main working hours for your trading career. Now, like I said, this is when you backtest, collect data, ask questions, stuff like that. Now, your day to day life, basically, let's say you have a job that's pretty exhausting. For example, like being an engineer is a pretty rough job. Um, and you get home from work, but you feel tired and stuff like that. You most likely don't have the energy to fully focus on testing. So, Monday through Friday, instead of focusing on backtesting, doing everything, spending, the 2 hours that you have on improving your trading, make a little, system for yourself. Do 15 to 30 minutes of backtesting. Let's say you get home from work, you're done with dinner, you got home from the gym, and now you spend 15 to 30 minutes of backtesting one or two pairs. And then, if you got a dog, you can walk your dog, or you can just go for a walk and then spend another 15 to 30 minutes listening to trading podcasts, videos, audiobooks, and whatnot. Because believe it or not, but listening to people who have experience is more important than you think. So spend 15 to 30 minutes listening to trading podcasts, videos, audiobooks, and do that when you're going on a walk, for example, a walk, walking a dog, whatever. And that way, you kind of minimize the time that you're backtesting. So let's say you get home from work after an exhausting day with a 2 hour commute and 8 hours of work. You won't have the energy, you won't have the focus to backtest for 2 hours a day. That's just not going to work. So dedicate yourself to 15 to 30 minutes of proper backtesting. Then go for a short little walk, clear your mind, but in the meantime, listen to a trading podcast, a video, an audiobook, whatever. That way, you kind of maximize, in my opinion, the output that you can get from working a 9 to 5, but also learning how to trade. So then on the weekend, that's when you really start to put in your effort. That's when if you got 2 free days, you can spend a lot of time backtesting, collecting data, learning, asking questions. But then I want to talk about this right here. More testing doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get better results. If you have a 8 hour workday plus a 2 hour commute, you're exhausted. And even if you don't feel like it, your mental focus is not going to be all there. That's why I recommend to only do 15 to 30 minutes a day backtesting with full focus rather than trying to push out 2 hours and then getting the results that not getting the results that you were hoping for, and then switching things up and then constantly going back and forth. And that's ultimately going to lead to you being discouraged because you're not happy with the results that you're getting. And then you keep going in this endless loop. So, learning how to trade with a full time job, in my opinion, is all about making a plan. So, basically, what we did over here, right? Let's say we get home around 6, we cook dinner, go to the gym, free time starts at, let's say, 8:30. Now from 8:30 till 9, we focus on practicing one or two pairs. From 9 to 9:30 or 9:15, whatever you want, go on a short walk, listen to audiobooks or trading podcasts with advice on trading. And then afterwards, basically from 9:30 until you go to bed, let's say you go to bed at 11 p.m., just relax. Because the more, and this is also like you'll notice that too if you went to college or anything, the more you try and push out, the more you try you force yourself, the more you try to force yourself, excuse me, to learn something, the harder it's going to be to remember it. So just relax, take some time to relax, and don't force it. I mean, yeah, trading is hard. Yeah, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some experience. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you spend 10 hours a day on trading, you're going to be a better trader. You just got to know what you're doing. And in my opinion, this is the best way to learn how to trade with a 9 to 5 job or being a full time student. So I hope that helps a little bit. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Reach out to me on Discord. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.